But I want to tell this story. We had a really interesting thing that happened. I should have recorded this right away so it was fresh in my mind. Sister was up recently, and she was trying to sell me and my wife on like Life 360, something like that, where you're all hooked up on your phones, and then like Hannah can track where I'm at, I can track where Hannah's at, and then we can all be connected to each other. And me and Hannah are both against it. I don't go anywhere, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm not worried that it's like I'm not going anywhere that I don't need to be going. What I don't like about it is that I feel like it's almost more anxiety inducing for people because they're like, oh, where's he at? And then you pull it up and you go, and it's just like, it's too much. And I don't like it. So, all right, I say that. And so we're down. This is a different sister. This is not going to be the sister involved in the rest of the story. So we all go out to eat. Well, let's just start here. We pull up in the garage on the day of the aquarium. And I have a Toyota Tacoma. It's gray. I don't really know all the terminology of what I have. TRD, something like that. I know my neighbor, when I got it, he said, oh, you got the turd edition. And I was ready to get mad at this dude. And then I looked and I go, oh, TRD, ha ha ha. But I was like, what did you just say about my new car, dude? But I didn't do it. I can get a little mouthy. This is the neighbor I yelled at once before about the fence. We pull up down in the garage, and my mom is like, there's a spot next to me over here. But there was a better, bigger spot before her, so we just pulled in there. And then she made the joke about another Toyota Tacoma TRD next to her, gray. She said, oh, I wanted to be in between the Toyota Tacomas, just making a joke, just a real mom joke out there. So we go do the whole day. And then afterwards, we go to this Mexican restaurant and get some food. It was a Mexican restaurant. We had tacos and whatnot. Everybody that worked there was Indian. I never seen anything like it. I've seen Mexican people working at an Indian restaurant, but I'd never seen the reverse. But they have one of those in Chattanooga. It was delicious. We had a great meal. We loved it. And then we all go back to the car. We say goodbye to each other. We stop off at the bathroom in the parking garage. And then we go up to the car and we all say bye to each other. And me and Hannah, we go over to a Whole Foods downtown Chattanooga. And I'm picking up some stuff. And my mom calls me from my nephew's phone. And they're like, I said, I can't understand you. Call me on your grandma's phone. And they're like, she lost her phone. That's why we're calling on this FaceTime app, because she lost her phone. And I go, okay. So I start trying to help her. I call the restaurant. The restaurant's like, we don't have the phone. My mom goes downstairs to the bathroom of the parking garage. She says, I think I remember putting it down in there. But then she can't find it. And I'm trying to do everything I can do to help her find it. And I'm stressed out because I'm ready to go home. But now my mom's lost her phone. Now, she stays with my sister who lives in Cleveland, Tennessee, which is only 30 minutes away. But it's still, she's lost her phone now. All her pictures that she has, everything's gone. And so I'm like, all right, I want to help you find it. So she calls my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law has her on LT 360 or Life 360, whatever it is. And he says, I'm showing that he goes, are you driving right now? Because I'm showing that the phone is going down the road right now. And I go, no, I'm not driving. I was, but now I'm stopped at a grocery store. And then he keeps watching. He goes, I'm showing that it's at an apartment complex, and he's got an address for it. And I go, all right, well, I'll go there and I'll check it out. Now, I don't know why I'm going there. I'm not going to go knock on someone's door and go, hey, do you have my mom's phone? I don't even know what I'm doing. But for whatever reason, I go, all right, well, I'll go there. So I drive my wife and my kids to this apartment complex to look for this stolen phone. Because at this point, I'm like, what I'm thinking is my mom laid it in the bathroom, and then she left, and then somebody came into that public restroom, found the phone, and stole it.
They just said, I'm going to take this home with me.
So I go to this apartment complex. I'm just sitting in the parking lot. It's gated. I can't even get to the apartment. So I'm just sitting there. My mom's like, oh, I'm going to come. So she comes with the 2 kids. So we're all hanging out in this parking lot, and this girl comes walking by who apparently works at the apartment complex, and she goes, what are you guys up to? You know, she's being friendly. She's passing by. She's not even really questioning us. And we go, my mom called me on my nephew's phone and was like, I lost my phone. So then my brother-in-law has the Life 360 or something like that, and it was tracked the phone, and it tracked it to this place. And her eyes got real big, and she goes, ooh, hold on. And then she runs back inside, and then 2 other people come out that work there, and the lady that runs the place comes out. The lady that runs the place says to me right away, she goes, anybody ever tell you look like Dusty Slay? She actually said Dusty Shay, but said, anybody tell you look like Dusty Slay? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And then me and her take a picture.
We're having a good time. I tortured them. I sat there and I said, y'all have got to. He's dry as toast, and I think it's hysterical.
We're in the middle of potentially a crime investigation, and we stopped for a little photo op, but that was fun for me. And then they go, well, we've been trying to track somebody down that lives at this apartment complex, or they don't live here, but they've been hanging out here, and we think they're up to something, and we think it might be in that building. So we're like, oh, whoa. So we call the police.
Ooh, let's go swimming.
Swim. Yeah, that's
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
We want to go swim.
Yeah,
The police come. We're talking to this guy. We're giving the guy the whole rundown.
experience.
Across 3 floors. From the GPS map.
And we're telling him what's happening. And so a guy and that girl, they say, all right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go over to that building, and we want you to call the number, because I had been calling and the phone was ringing, but no one was picking up. So they were like, all right, so we're going to go and you call, and if the ringer's on, we should be able to hear it inside the apartment complex, and we'll know what unit it's in. So we go, okay. But my brother-in-law tracked it on Life 360. That this seems like an ad for Life 360, and I don't even know what it's called. But he had it tracked to where it was in a car in the parking lot. But we just thought, well, maybe it's just a little off on its accuracy, because the cop told us.
Radius, and that is the entirety of one of their buildings, which
She's got experience.
across 3 floors.
So we might not be able to pinpoint exactly where it's at.
Crossed.
Say it again, girl.
Those fingers crossed.
Now, this was a moment the cop asked, before we went over there, the cop asked my mom, he goes, now, if we find this phone, do you just want your phone back, or do you want to press charges? And my mom looked at me, and I go, I think I'll just take the phone back.
Yeah.
Unless.
Maybe you could beat them up or something.
I will. I will. I'll pick them out.
All the units are at the top.
It looks like it's parking lot area. They're going to call it again, listen for the phone. But it looks
First
like
off, it's real annoying that somebody would steal the phone. Real
We're gonna go
annoying.
see if they can find the phone.
But I think if we can get the phone back, that's a win. And I think if this person's a criminal, especially some kind of small-time cell phone thief, and then people tracked it down to their apartment, maybe that's enough of a wake-up call to be like, all right, maybe I don't need to be, maybe crime's not the life for me. And also I was like, you don't want to be showing up to court later. You don't want this hassle. All we want is the phone back. And they were like, okay, cool. So that's when the two people, they go over to the apartment complex and they go, you call. And so I'm calling, and then I had called a million times. I had called this phone a million times. I even sent a text that I just said, all we want is the phone back. And then I call, and a guy answers. He goes, hello? And I go, hey. He goes, I just found the phone. He goes, it was sitting on the back of this Toyota Tacoma Gray TRD edition. Toyota Tacoma Gray TRD edition. And me and my mom looked at each other at the exact same time, and we go, oh no. And that's when we realized that my mom most likely set that phone down on the back of that truck in that parking garage, and then she couldn't find it. So she goes down to the bathroom to look to see if it's in there, and the guy comes up, gets in his truck, and drives home. We're like we think we're on like a crime hunt, and this guy that has the phone doesn't even know that he took the phone. He has no idea. And we got the phone back. Everybody had a good laugh, and we went home. So it was like my mom was so embarrassed by it.
She's like,
Why are you making pictures?
Because I think we could do a funny video about this.
This is great. This was so fun. The cop got to come out on a call, so he got to do his job and not have to do anything. The people at the apartment complex got to have an exciting little afternoon. The lady told my mom, she's like, I'm glad this happened because I got to meet your son. We all got to participate in a little bit of an excitement, and nobody got hurt, and we all got our property back. I think it's great. I love the story. I thought it was so exciting that on the way home, I called my sister to tell her about this new endorsement of Life 360 that we just got. And she thought it was really funny too. It was a great story for us. The family loved it. It was a great time. Really great time.